One of the reasons God might allow a person to hold on to you is because there is something you are doing in your life that they do not want that space to become empty. Sometimes we've impacted people's lives so much that they cannot help but feel our absence when we leave. So they hold on to you and refuse to let you go no matter what happens. We should realize that the world has now become fickle and even relationships are temporary. So when you find someone holding on to you, there has to be a purpose behind. Sometimes it could be for a bad reason, or say an evil agenda, but it might as well be that God does not want the person to let you go. Consider Mary and Joseph. Joseph was going to let go of Mary because he had just discovered that she was pregnant and he was obviously not the father of the baby. However, an angel appeared to him and assured him, telling him to take Mary as his wife. In this case, Mary needed Joseph, and the baby Jesus needed an earthly father figure. Who would have done all the running from here to there during the childhood of Jesus when the Jews and King Herod sought to kill him? So we see that sometimes we have a role to play in other people's life, and they might have a role to play in our lives as well. No meeting is just ordinary, especially when orchestrated by God. If God is not letting that person to let go of you, then check. It means you still have a role to play in their lives. The best thing would be to settle down and set about performing that duty. Number 2, there is a work that needs to be completed in your life. There are certain people that God brings into our lives for the purpose of shaping and conforming our character. Sometimes these experiences might not be so pleasant, and we might have to go through certain moments of discomfort, but the end is usually that we become what God wants for us. As humans, however, we can be sometimes hasty to get and see results. We want everything to happen fast and in our own time. We want to move on to the next best thing. If one thing is not working out well, why stay and try to make it work? We fail to realize that everything has a process and it takes time to develop certain characteristics. Patience, for instance, is a trait that needs to be developed over time, and it might be through that person that you will learn these traits. Number 3, to prevent you from future tragedy. God knows all things and has seen far ahead of time. He knows where you should be at every point in time and who you should be with. He knows the right person you can be paired with and who's not good for you. When God does not want a person to let you go, it could be that He's trying to prevent you from future danger or to help you secure certain blessings. Some people are a kind of covering for us, and the moment they leave, the covering is gone and we become open to attack. Some are sources of blessings. If you let go of such people, you will find that things become difficult for you. An example is the case of Abraham and Lot. As long as Abraham was with Lot, things went smoothly for him and he multiplied in wealth, but as soon as they became separated, things were bad for Lot. First, he was taken captive, and later on, he found himself in the midst of sinful people in a city that will be destroyed by God. If those people leave your life, you might face circumstances that are not pleasing and find it difficult to survive in life. The prodigal son did not know what he was enjoying under the protection of his father until he left. He had to go through a lot of hardships, and thank God his father was ready to accept him. Otherwise, his life would have ended up miserably. God works through men, and in keeping you and providing for your safety, He can also employ men to ensure your welfare. As a result, God will not allow these people to let you go because He wants to keep you from an impending danger or doom that might be ahead. Number 4, they are your destiny helpers. Destiny helpers are people God has ordained or set in our lives to help us achieve God's plans and purposes for our lives. It's like an assignment, and they have been given to see that you get to where you are destined to be. Without these people, it might be difficult to navigate things here on earth or do things with ease. It could be a friend or a life partner. It might also be a mentor or a spiritual head. These people have an assignment or a role to play in your life, and so, until they achieve that, they won't let go of you. They have been mandated by God for this purpose. We see an example in the life of Jesus Christ. There were certain people that had been set to pray for his safe coming into the world. Anna, the prophetess, was in the temple day and night praying for the coming of Jesus, and so was Simeon. It was until he had seen baby Jesus when he was brought to be dedicated to the temple that he knew that he had completed his assignment. In the same way, that person that is meant to help you will not let you go unless God asks them to do otherwise. It is wise to identify these people and not take them for granted. Number 5, the person is your covenant friend. Certain people are in our lives as our covenant friends or partners. It does not necessarily involve making covenants that require some sacrifices or oath of such. They are just people that have determined within themselves to be there for you no matter what happens in life. They would stand by you through thick and thin and hold on even if the rest of the world let go. These people are very rare to find, and it's important not to take them for granted. We go through certain things in life and face challenges that makes us want to give up and just let go of everything. But these are the people that will encourage us and believe in us, pushing us onto greater heights. Even when you think that you're not worth a sacrifice or the attention, they will not let you go, because there is a covenant or a kind of bond keeping them in your life. God places these kinds of people in our lives for a purpose, and so when push comes to shove and things aren't going as you would like, they still will not let go of you. We see an example of covenant friends in David and Jonathan. Jonathan declared his loyalty to David, and he stood by it until the day he died. He did not allow jealousy or anger of his father to stop him from helping David out, even if it was to his own discomfort. One would have thought that being the apparent heir to the throne would make him go back on his words, but we see that that was not the case. Jonathan did not let go of David or leave him to his father's hands. Instead, he stood by him and protected him from danger as much as he could. This is another reason God keeps someone in your life and will not let them leave you. Number 6, you're meant to be together. God knows what is best for us and has laid out his plans carefully to see that we have the future that he has in mind for us. Our short-sightedness might, however, keep us from staying with the right people that will help us align to God's plans. And it is for this reason that God sends some people into our lives who will not let us go. Being with these people, we will achieve more and do great things. And because they already have a foresight of the future, knowing that you're meant to be together, they will hold on to you and not let you go. It might be that they have become so attached to you, or they find you so special that even if they try to, they can't let go of you despite the circumstances. Number 7, they may be a source of blessings for you. Relationships should be a two-way thing. There are certain benefits that should be enjoyed by both parties. And it could be for this reason that God is keeping you both together. Look at the life of Ruth and Naomi. What do you think would have happened if Ruth had left Naomi like Naomi advised her to? Well, Ruth would never have met Boaz and would probably not be known today. Naomi also would have returned to Israel and lived a life of solitude with no family to carry on her name and legacy. In essence, that person may be your source of blessing or vice versa. So, the purpose of God keeping you together might just be to bless you. Do not lose your chance.